So after 2 weeks of DHL Express hiccups, I finally got the Vernee X, and on the paper this one looks promising because at around 210 euros you get 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal memory, as well as the new Helio P23 processor there. There also is a low-cost version that's priced at around 140 to 150 euros with 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of memory. So let's have a first look. Design-wise, you shouldn't expect metal there because it's a plastic unibody despite those antenna lines there. But it's not a bad one. The quality of it is pretty good actually. It's also pretty sturdy and it does look kinda nice. The shape is nice, the matte finish is kinda nice. I don't dislike plastic bodies if they have a decent quality, which definitely is the case here. So let's have a look around the phone. On the left we have the SIM tray, which is a combo tray taking either 2 nano SIM cards or 1 nano SIM card and 1 micro SD card. And then on the bottom we have a speaker opening, a microphone opening and a USB Type-C jack, which is nice to see. Then on the right side we have the volume rocker as well as the on-off switch. The button sits in place tightly. The volume rocker has a nice clicky feedback, but the power button feels kinda strange and doesn't work properly on this unit. I don't know if this is a general issue or just a flaw on this unit, but as you can see, most of the time it doesn't react. I need to press really hard on it to have it working reliably. And on the top we have nothing, so no headphone jack there. Having a look at the front, you immediately see that this is a full view display with rounded corners. So it comes in 18:9 format and with a Full HD Plus resolution, I believe. There are no touch buttons below the screen, so you use on-screen buttons for navigation. Above the screen we've got sensors, a front LED flash, the phone receiver, and a dual front camera, which of course is fake, just as the rear dual camera. Just look at this secondary sensor there. This tiny lens there just screams fake. So we are likely having a Galaxy Core GC0310 VGA sensor inside of there. I actually don't know what they advertise for the secondary camera. As you can see, we also have a dual LED flash there and a fingerprint scanner, which works okay. Not the fastest, but definitely acceptable. It also has face unlock, but I haven't tested that yet, but I don't expect too much from it because all China phones so far haven't had the best face unlock feature. You have been able to cheat by holding pictures in front of the screen. Let's see if this is the case here as well. So let's have a look at the specs. As you can see, I've got the 6 GB model with 128 GB of internal memory. The processor in there isn't recognized by AIDA64, as you can see, but it's the Helio P23 with 8 Cortex A53 cores. It says those are clocked at 2 GHz, which isn't true. This chipset has only 4 cores clocked at 2 GHz. The other 4 cores are clocked at 1.5 GHz. And for the graphics, we have a Mali G71 MP2 GPU inside of there. And as you can see, the screen resolution is 2160 by 1080 at 5.99 inches. And the screen itself is okay. Not the best one. Colors seem a little bit weak, but you can adjust that using Mediatek Mirror Vision, but in general the screen looks okay. It's decently sharp. The contrast looks fine too, especially when you enable the contrast improvement in Mediatek Mirror Vision. What's kind of standing out is that you get a reddish tint with very steep viewing angles, but that's complaining at a very high level in my opinion. Doesn't really disturb me in everyday use. The touchscreen works fairly nice. It's a 10-point touchscreen to my surprise. As you can see, it reacts fairly quickly, touch resolution is decent, and so far I haven't had any hiccups with this one. Performance-wise, I'm not that impressed with the Vernee X. It runs a little bit slow, a little bit stuttery at times. It's not always the case, but if you have open numerous apps and kinda put a bit more load on the whole system, it starts to stutter a little bit, which can be annoying. So it doesn't feel as smooth as, for example, the Ulefone Power 3, which also has the Helio P23 inside. I mean, performance is not really bad, but you would expect more from the Helio P23 and also 6 GB of RAM inside of there. So yeah, it would be nice if they could improve this a little. As you have just seen, now we had some stutter when switching apps, so this could be smoother. And just to show you that, I can actually verify the bad performance I feel when having a look at benchmark results, because those for a Helio P23 are way too low. Have a look at that Antutu score there. 53,724 points. That's pretty low. Usually this processor should reach around 63k points, so that's not enough for this processor. So they didn't do a good job optimizing this one. And yes, I did enable the performance mode in the settings. Also, the Work 2.0 PC Mark score is comparably low, and the graphics performance isn't amazing either. Haven't played any games yet though, so can't tell you anything about the gaming performance here. What kind of disturbs me as well is that the RAM is kind of slow. I mean, we are running on LPDDR4X RAM there, and this should at least get 7 GB per second, but here we've got 5.83 GB per second, and that's kind of the speed you also get with LPDDR3 RAM. Now, the Helio P23 doesn't support 6 GB of LPDDR3 RAM, so it's likely still LPDDR4X RAM. But still, it's a pretty slow memory, so it didn't use any high quality memory there, it seems. The 128 GB memory is kind of fast, as you can see. Decent reading speed, and also the writing speed is okay, nothing to complain about there. And micro SD cards work fine as well. Regarding reception quality, I have nothing to complain about there yet. Mobile network reception quality is top notch, like on a high-end phone, really good. Wi-Fi so far seems okay, but I've had some bandwidth issues, especially when switching between the 2.4 and 5 GHz networks. It sometimes looks like it has some connection issues there. Can't tell you anything about this yet. I need to do further testing on this. And as you can see, GPS works very well. Very fast fix, extremely good signal strength there, lots of satellites, and it even works. I already tried some navigation and hadn't had any hiccups there. If you have a look at accuracy, that's 1.2 meters, and the first fix was in below 1 second, which is awesome. The media speaker down here likely has some potential. It does show some basses, but it distorts a lot when you pull up the volume to a high level, which is annoying. So yeah, they didn't do a good job in terms of software optimization for the speaker. I mean, you always need a decent equalizer setup to get the most out of such a tiny speaker, and that's where they screwed up, so they lost a lot of potential there. There also is a headphone adapter included for 3.5mm headphones. Haven't tested this one yet. Also, telephony quality hasn't been tested yet by me. So for the cameras, it's advertising 16.3 megapixels on the main camera and 13.3 megapixels on the front camera. The front camera is definitely interpolated, I can tell you that by the quality. Regarding the secondary sensors, as I said, I don't know what they advertise to be, but they are for sure no real sensors. In terms of picture quality at daylight, the rear camera performs okay, by far not perfect, but it creates usable results. Let me just pick up some of them. So there you go. The amount of detail is okay, colors don't look too bad. Dynamic could be a little bit better, but still acceptable in my opinion. Let's have a look at another picture here, a close-up. So yeah, it's not the worst camera, but in this price range I have certainly seen much better cameras. And as usual, when you get into low light conditions, it generates a lot of noise, the detail gets worse, but also here with the LED flash it doesn't look too bad, it's still kind of usable, it's just not a gorgeous picture. Close up with the LED flash looks okay too, colors aren't washed out, not overexposed, pretty sharp, but of course the dual camera is just a pure fake. Let me just open up something. So as you can see, the usual unsharp circular area around the object you focused on, and then it creates a sharp circular center around that, but no real edge detection, so really just a software effect that's not really useful at all. And the same applies to the front camera. This is a normal shot using the front camera without bokeh mode, and that's with, come on, that's with the fake bokeh mode enabled. So as you can see again, just this circular sharp center and some blurriness around with no edge detection at all. So yeah, that's crap. Nobody needs that. I don't get why everyone needs to do those dual cameras still, even on the front now. It's just hilarious. Now the Vernee X is supposed to pack a 6,000 or 6,200 milliamps battery, I believe, which is a lot, considering that this phone isn't too thick and it's also not that heavy, actually. So yeah, does it perform nice? Well, so far it does. I haven't used it for long now, just one day, and I'm now down at 71%, which isn't a bad result. So it seems like the advertised battery capacity is true, and as you can see, the forecast so far is 21 hours of battery life and a screen on time of 15 hours, which doesn't sound too bad at all. So that's kind of a similar performance to the Ulefone Power 3, I believe. Yeah, let's see how it does in a regular daily use as a daily driver. So that's it for the first impressions. For now, it doesn't seem like a very bad phone, but it also isn't a great phone either. I mean, these days you just need a great camera in the price range of more than 180 euros, which we are situated in, and that's where the phone doesn't deliver. Still, the camera is usable and not total crap. And on the other hand, you get 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of memory there, which is still very rare in this price range. So yeah, those who need a good battery and can live with a mediocre camera and need a lot of storage probably have a decent offering there. But of course I need to do further testing to figure out if there are some more issues that make this phone not worth its money. So yeah, let me continue testing and then I will provide you with the full review. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching and see you then. Bye bye.